This is Actar's Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond.
This episode is brought to you by Samurai Buyer. Hey, this is Actar and you're watching another episode of Actar's Figure Reviews. What is a good hero story without a good villain? If you ask me, one of the most compelling aspects of one of my favorite Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider 555, is the fact that there are no clear-cut villains. In fact, I'd argue that Kiba Yuji, also known as the Horse Orphnoch, is just as much of a protagonist as our main rider, Inui Takumi. Not to spoil anything, let's just say that we get to see from the perspectives of both these characters, and the issues of moral ambiguity that plague our heroes and drive the conflict is nothing short of riveting. At the end of it all, we are left wondering who the monsters really are. Today, we'll be taking a look at a long-awaited figure of the Horse Orphnoch himself. As a Bandai Webshop exclusive, he comes in this signature brown shipping box. Inside, we get a windowless box, again par for the course when it comes to webshop exclusive figures. On the front, a couple of pictures of the figure with a very weird filter placed over it. On the back, several more pictures of the figure itself in various poses, showing off its articulation and accessories. It's a simple box, but it does get the job done. Let's open this up and take a look at the contents inside. Only when he is out of the box can we fully appreciate the beauty of the sculpt. Simply put, it's phenomenal, and I don't use that term often. The amount of detail here is unparalleled. His head gives off the appearance of a helmeted gladiator thanks to his layered face. And because he is the Horse Orphnoch, sprinkled all throughout the sculpt are nods to horses, from the front of his face to his shoulder pads to the riveted horseshoe on his chest. Finally, the minute cracks on his thighs just drive home the stone statue nature of his appearance. Actually, all the Orphnochs in the series look like stone statues and are monochrome. From what I understand, this was to emphasize the fact that one had to have died before one could become an Orphnoch. They look like gravestones and are the color of ash. In fact, they do turn into ash upon being defeated. If you ask me, that is precisely why the sculpt is so intricate. It had to be, so that one could easily distinguish them from each other despite their uniform color. But that's not to say the figure lacks paint apps. Oh no. On contraire. That couldn't be further from the truth. Instrumental in bringing out all of that great detailing is equally impressive shading and weathering. Looking at the figure again, no surface is left untouched. It's in every crack and crevice, and without it, the figure wouldn't even look half as good. Unfortunately, the elaborate sculpt does bring with it its own fair share of problems, most of which present themselves when we look at the articulation. While the articulation is still good enough to net you pretty much all of the poses from the show, extremely dynamic poses are simply out of the question. The head is on a double joint. It can move up and down, look left and right, tilt left and right, pretty much do whatever you want. The arms are double jointed. There is a joint at the body itself, and the arm itself is on a swivel joint. It can move forwards and backwards, up and down, in and out. It can rotate at the arm. The elbow is double jointed, but because of the thick arms, you can't really get that much of a bend in it. And of course, the shoulder pads are indeed articulated. They can move side to side and move forwards and back a little bit, but it still does get in the way of the articulation. The wrists are triple jointed. They can move forwards and back, rotate at the arm itself and rotate at the wrist itself. Unfortunately, once again, because of the thick arm, the articulation is somewhat limited. The figure has a really good double ball jointed waist. It's pretty much unobstructed by anything. You can move forwards and backwards, side to side, and of course rotate side to side. I have to say that the leg joints are the most hindered because of this big skirt piece that is not made out of soft PVC. They can only move forwards and backwards by this much. In and out is slightly better, but still hindered nonetheless. It can rotate at the leg. Its knee joints can bend a little bit more than 90 degrees. And last but not least, for his feet, they can move forwards and backwards, rotate side to side, and pivot side to side. Bringing in the soul of imaginative Chogokin Kiwami Horse Orphnoch figure, we can see that it just doesn't compare. It's smaller and proportion and detail-wise, hardly accurate to the suit, being imaginative and all. However, it is precisely because of those inaccuracies and liberties that it has a wider range of motion. Part of the shoulder pads have become part of the main body, offering greater range of shoulder mobility, and the side skirts are separately hinged pieces, giving the legs a greater range of movement. Perhaps some of these ideas could have been brought over to the Figuarts, but I don't know how they could have implemented them without straying from the on-screen design. In terms of accessories, they are undeniably few, but it's pretty much everything that you'd ever need. First of all, we have his sword and shield. His weapons are designed to blend in with the rest of his body because they are indeed a part of his body. We see more of that amazing molding detail that takes up a majority of the surfaces to once again make them stand out. Last but not least, we have his exchangeable hands. In addition to the close-fisted hands he already has on, he comes with a pair of open palm hands and a pair of hands that will let him hold on to his sword and shield. In conclusion, the S.H.Figuarts Horse Orphnoch is an excellent figure that is limited by its own design. The figure does a brilliant job of replicating the on-screen suit, but inherits its bulkiness as well. Coupled with its few accessories, I can only recommend this figure to fans of the show or to those who are smitten with its design. Considering the fact that Kamen Rider 555 is as much Kiba's story as it is Takumi's, it's only right for any fan of the series to pick this figure up as well. So, this is Zach saying, see you guys in the next episode. Ever want to buy from online stores or bid on auction sites that only ship to Japan? Well, Samurai Buyer is the solution. They are an easy-to-use proxy service that allows you to access those rare and exclusive items and amazing deals. Simply register for free on their website and you're good to go. Items that you purchase through them get shipped to them, which they then ship to you. It's as simple as that. You can even use their website's search engine to immediately find what you're looking for. Links to their website where you can buy this figure and more are in the description below. So, this is Actal really saying, see you guys in the next episode.